We are going to talk about why goat farming is a growing business venture. Why farming is a growing business venture. Yes, at exactly 15, here we start. I think we'll start with a prayer. Loving Father in heaven, thank you so much for this mighty team, audience that you have put in this same place. We are one people believing that we must work our way through righteousness, integrity, and service. We must work our way to prosperity. It is not too much to ask that we need greatness. May you see us through. May you make us so important and useful to your people and as well as to your mission. In Jesus' name, we have prayed. Amen. So, lovely people, today I found out that it is so prudential, so prudent, so prudent that we talk about why goat farming is a growing business that is most importantly going to succumb a lot of other business ventures. Ebintu bingi bigenda kugwawo, ebirala bigenda kusaanawo, ebirala bigenda kubulira mu byo. What do I mean? For example, we all know that technology cannot substitute farming, but technology can only support farming. Eh? Technology cannot do away with farming, but technology can substitute with farming. Technology can supplement. Now, goat farming is so important. Property Sport Uganda. Thank you. Webale. Thank you so much. So I'm talking about goat farming. People call it the greatest of all time. Greatest of all time. Greatest of all times is the goat. Now, when this thing first sounded, nebagamba nti goat as in G-O-A-T. Nti Messi is the goat. Me, I thought they had abbreviated greatest of all times. But now a question came. When it explicitly said, nebagiyimiriza maaso, can we all hear Luganda? If you can't hear Luganda or understand Luganda, put up your hand. If you can't understand Luganda. Kenneth Kakuru, what are you doing? You can't understand Luganda? Auta Daniels Fabio. Sam Kaulich. There are many. Okay, so we are going to mix. Now, what showed me Echandaga nti
mixing muno nyankole hasi.
Apana. What showed me that they actually mean a goat is when they started putting the head of a goat on Messi. You guys need to understand this. Museme kachenga, you know kuchitegera. Babate bagamba goat greatest of all times. Kati embuzi ngembuzi ekifananyi kyembuzi me, give me my goat there. How did this come into picture? Because they are saying greatest of all times means the goat. Then eventually, Messi is put, Ronaldo is the goat. They put on Messi, they put the goat's head. Now, you're going to tell me if this is by coincidence. At the same time, at the same time, saying the word goat means greatest of all times. You find that goat's meat is the most premium meat. I have a number of people on this masterclass. I want you to tell me, do you know any more expensive or any type of meat that is more expensive than the goat's meat? If you have your hand up, you tell me. I think some crocodile meat. How many crocodiles do we have? I can't say no. That one, at least I don't know. In all the domestic animals, tell me which other meat is more expensive than goat's meat?
Agarhangaretero.
If you have any better more anything that goes for better prices than goat's meat, you show up your hand. Engamia, baganda bagamba ya bei, no sir. Check the prices package. Ladies and gentlemen, I am telling you, goat's meat is by far the greatest of all times, just like its name. Believe me, you're going to say no today, tomorrow. And I'm telling you, after some days, you're going to see this. Even when I'm gone, even when YPA maybe starts rearing ngamia, like some people are saying, oh, crocodile, goat's meat is going to take over. The question is, are you part of that goat business? Find a way. This is my conclusion on this, the definition of the goat. Find a way of getting an attachment in the goat business. It is not by default that today the whole nation of Uganda, parliament, where, Akina village, Akina city, if you want to talk about anything, you must talk about goat, unless you don't want to trend. How can a goat become a discussion? It means the relevance is there. The relevance is there. Do not think all of these people talking about goats don't understand what they're talking about. They know that goat business. And none of these people, even the negative people saying negative things, none of them is telling you not to do goats. All of them are saying, do it this way, do it this way, do it this way. Some of them are actually saying, we have done it. We are doing it. This is how we are doing it. Do it this way. So, my brother, goat business is the greatest of all times. So, that is point number one. It is growing because it is the greatest of all times in as far as domestic edible animals are concerned. But even those so-called unclean animals that we are not supposed to eat according to the Bible or to the Quran, even those animals, all combined, Mr. Goat will still be at the top. And this is just a minimized goat. Do you remember in the Bible where they talk about King David? He was the most minimized of all. But do you know what happened later? King David turned out to become the greatest king that Israel ever had. To the extent that even God said himself that I have seen a man who has a heart like mine, and that is the goat. Very humble, very minimized, but very goldish. This animal is goldish, so this is going to put it up there. Number two, goat farming is an agribusiness. What does it mean? It is appreciated across the world. Anywhere you go, agriculture is exempted somehow, somewhere. Everywhere you go, buli woraga oba ogenzeewa n'obwokuza nkaki, you will find that agriculture is exempted, is supported. That means that you are in the right track. When I was joining farming, I did not know that I had to do goat farming, but I knew I wanted to be part of farming. After realizing that it is the oldest business, it is the most reliable business, because you're guaranteed that even if you had even if you had onions, what, carrots, what is the most unused? You see, even greens, vegetables, greens. I went to the market the other time and found omururuza, bagwetabata ombirizi, omujaja, omwenyi. All those things are in the market. People are buying them. But you're going to manufacture a shirt like this one, and people will not buy it. So it's why they have options. But for food, no one has the option. They will always buy the food. So goat farming, the mere fact that goat farming is part of agribusiness, is an agribusiness venture, it makes it one of the most growing businesses. Especially Africa is going to grow even better, and wide and economically, we are going to be better simply because of agriculture. Point number 3. Why is goat farming a growing business? It is very easy. Very easy. Very easy to manage. I don't have a PhD. Mm-mm, mm-mm. I don't have anything like a PhD, a master's in goat farming. But I'm doing well in goat farming. I'm only limited by numbers. If I had enough numbers today, Africa would be somewhere. But the problem is that we don't have numbers. But there's no single day I've registered 10 goats died. There's no single day I've registered 10 goats died in the last, I think, 15 years. 10 goats stolen. Or you katemba tetumulimu. Why? Because we know how to manage. So it is easy to manage. Goats are easy to manage. One of the reasons we have these master classes is to teach you how to manage goats so that you can go and make money. Yes, some of us are not supposed to be employed, earning 1 million, what, and we are fighting for the same job. No. We should be managing goats and making money. They are easy to manage because they don't have a lot of requirements. Njagala kumanya akakodyo k'okukuuma embuzi. Now, awo wetudda. Point number 2. Point number 4, why goat business is a growing business at a very rapid speed, to the extent that it can be a talk in the city. I did not see that coming. I promise you. This is the thing. Capital is little. It is not capital intensive. Goat venturing is not capital intensive. It is anything you can do any day, anytime, anywhere. You can be here. You don't have land. You go to Obed. Obed hires you land, or assists you with land. Someone should mute. I think it is Brita or something. Okay, thank you. So, good business is easy in one way, that the capital required is very little. Not many businesses can you start with 50 million. And it is a comprehensive business. Not very sure. I don't think it is very easy. Kati olaba okukeera ku makya ofuuke real estate manager weetaaga ekitone ennyo miliyoni ng'ebiri. Mpozi ng'ogenda gula ploti bbiri naye ojja kumaliriza ozisinze mu looni. Okuzimba arcade mu Kampala okugula taxi 10 miliyoni ogenda kugula wa taxi ya miliyoni 10. Ate taxi esobola okuggwawo mulundi gumu naye embuzi teziggwawo mulundi gumu. Liquidity. If you are another point number 5, liquidity. If you have goats, you can liquidate them anytime. Era mbano criticism nyingi, of course mulimu nebibogera nga si bituufu bingi naye ngeza kukulaga there are some people who say mbu ja kutunda embuzi zo after 9 years. Of course that is not true, because this is a liquidable animal. If you want to sell it today, you sell it. Nothing can stop you from selling it. So liquidity, the goats are liquidable. It's like having cash here in the pocket. Nti tojja kufuna kizibu olye looni etali necessary. Tojja kubanga ofunye deal eyitawo ogaana okutunda embuzi. You can sell those goats and pursue that deal or that juicy deal that you have. You get my point? The other opportunity with goats is that these goats today, the market is everywhere. I appreciated the job that I have to do. The job I have to do is very big. My friend, someone will, and they are very serious. They are asking you, where will you sell a goat of 750? Where is it? Do you have it? Do you have goats? Nkulage jenzi tunda. Ejona atekawo miliyoni 10. Namwe abali mu masterclass mbaterawo miliyoni 10 kati. If you know anyone who has 1,000 goats for disposal and they want to sell them, I can give you 10 million if you connect me to that person. They have a farm. On that farm, they have 1,000 goats and they are selling all of the 1,000 goats. I'll give you 10 million. Then me, I negotiate with this person. Whether he agrees or not, that is none of your business. Your job was to connect. Mukube kungala abagenda okuconnectinga obutakuba ngalo kitegeeza temwinaayo wadde go n'omuge mugenda kumpa. Do you have where you are going to connect me? Million is what I'm offering. If you have 1,000 goats somewhere, these goats are for sale. Let me go there. We agree or disagree. Your job is to connect me. What reduces our prices to 400? Have you ever asked yourself, why is the goat 400,000? Ezo zolowooza nti zeyina okugula. Yo lwaki zeyina okugula? Wali weebuuzizaako. Is that based on the input you put on the goat or on the market? Someone who is a lawyer, I'm looking, Harriet is asking for what type? I'm looking for any goats, as long as the number is 1,000. 1,000. If you have 1,000 goats and they are all for sale, you have my 10 million. I swear upon the living God. I don't swear for nothing. You see, I have a Bible in my office. Ekyo kituuti kitolaba. Ekituuti kiriko ne Bible. Sorry. Ekituuti kiriko ne Bible kikyo. Wakireba? So, I don't swear for zero. What you do, connect me to that person and trust me, you're going to get that 10 million. Okategedde akantu ako? Aha. Now, let's go back. I will connect you to myself. No problem. You'll connect me to me. So, The price determinant number one. I'm giving you now the best of me. When I joined the goat business, I circumferenced the entire business, diagonized the entire business, understood a lot of things. What determines what? And I concluded this, that the sole determinant of the prices, the determinant of prices of goats are numbers. Trust me, numbers is the sole determinant of the goats. Do not be fooled by breed. Breed does not determine the price. To a lesser extent for breeders and what. But for meat, whether it is Boer or it is Kalahari or it is a local goat, as long as it's 1 kg, the price is the same. The breed type does not determine the price of the kg. However, the breed type can determine the size, and the size may determine the kilograms, and the kilograms may determine the full price of the goat. That is very true. Also, the breed can help you in the multiplication game. That some breeds take long to grow, others grow faster. But putting that aside, the kg remains the same. What it differs is the size of the goat. Most people see our goats online. They have never dared to go to the farm. If you go to the farm, Congolese come at my farm and buy 1,000 goats in 1 week, and they pay full price of 35,000 kg, 35,000 shillings per kg. Kati embuzi newe bayakiraga. Embuzi newe bayakiraga, nsolo gitunda emitwalo 7 nga yakiraga. I swear. What causes that is that the Congolese will come with their 8 trucks, rukurana, is the trailer, and they will park there. When they park there, they will pay me that money. Why? I have the numbers. How do I get the numbers? I have 1,000 people, I have 2,000 people, I have 100 people with whom we are getting that number. If all the people on this masterclass, all of you had 100 goats, that means we would have around 10,000 goats. If we have 10,000 goats, selling 10% is very easy. It means out of the 100 goats, each person has sold only 10 goats. So we can get that market. When we get that market, we will get better market, better money. So goat business is growing very fast because people have understood cooperatives, cooperation. The only ill agenda I have seen on social media is that people tell you, kwate embuzi zo 10 gwezisibe ku muguwa zerundire. That is what our ancestors have been doing. What difference have we done? Instead of you getting 110 goats and you do them on muguwa, get your other 10 friends. Start an investment club or cooperative or circle or society or club. Create a group. Have the chairperson. Hire a vet. Embuzi 10 muzigatte. Bwe mumala okuzigatta, okisegedde kati mutandike okusasula ebisale wamu. Mugenda kuba mufunamu. Okulabirira faamu y'embuzi 20. Ngenzeyo katono eyo. You need every month, you need at least 2 million. Mbuzi 20. Kale millioni emu katugisale ebere millioni emu. We assume you have one vet, you have one herdsman, you have the same people are working as security people, the same people eating over what food from your farm. Let's conclude to 1 million. Assuming you're hiring a vet of 1 million, nga yakola ebirala byonna, bono ye vet amanyi kyakola. In 1 year, you will spend 12 million. How much is these goats? Embuzi z'okuspendingira ko million 12 zo za meka. Kitegeeza, in 1 year, these goats, all of them will be sold just to cater for the payment of the what? Of this vet. On the contrary, if you have 20 goats and you are 100 people, you're going to have 2,000 goats. The same vet of 1 million will handle these 2,000 goats. Kati kwate embuzi enkumi akakadde kamu divide by embuzi 2,000. Kitegeeza buli mbuzi esasula 10,000 esasula nusu 2 2 shillings. Yeziwera tiziwe kankulage wano mathematics. $1 million divided by 2,000 goats, 500 shillings. Every goat is paying 500 shillings. Times 12. How much are we going to pay? Times 12. 6,000. Nusu kakaga. Instead of spending 1 million on a vet, you're going to spend 6,000. That is why YPA is able to spend 100,000 per goat per farmer. Mwaka mulamba. Nga kuliko insurance. Kuliko insurance. Kuliko land. Land taka kwembuzi kwezibeera. Kuliko vet. Kuliko drugs. Kuliko food. Kuliko security. All of you that have gone to our farm, you see they are security guards. You get my point? Kuliko supervision charges. Because that is a lot. Kuliko system subscriptions and stuff. Kuliko administration. Fuel. Kuliko feed. When people talk about goat farming, they only talk about embuzi kujisumulula kujitwala egende erye ekomewo. They forget all these things that we put in. These are the things that you need at your farm. So there are feeds. Then there is a pen. Pen house. Pen house. Then there are books for registry. Books and pens. That is stationary. Then there are workers, laborers. Call them laborers. Laborers. There is office. Office. Where do you put those books? Office. You need auditors. Auditors at the farm. You cannot do it all. Either you're your auditor or you are an auditor. You can be your auditor or you hire an auditor. So you have insurance, you have land, you have, even if the land is yours, you must pay. The company must pay you, the owner of the land. If goats are on your land, they must be able to pay you. If the business is not pay, for example, this building is ours, but the business must pay the owners of the business of the building, because these are two different things. You get my point? So insurance, not just kufirwa mabira mpango, my goats have died. So we need insurance, we need land, we need veterinary doctors, we need veterinary drugs, we need food for the workers, we need security, we need supervision. Supervision is also a very big cost. You don't look at it manyanga. Then we have systems. Systems, how do you keep the books? The workers must report, the farm managers, the sub-regional managers, the regional managers. For a small farm, you may not need a complicated system, but there must be some sort of a system, a small system that can help you monitor your farm, such as cameras, such as apps. For example, at YPA farms, every farmer has a camera, and this camera you can look through. No yogera ne work ali ku farm no mugamba ABCD. Then administration, the admin work. You have HR, you have what. Then you have fuel. There's even machines. Machines break down and what. Then you crush these supplements. Then there's feeds for the goats. There's pen maintenance. Ekiyumba kikaddiwo olina okukirabirira. Huh? Then you have books and pens for stationery. You have laborers. Ate twayogedde ku drugs naye waliwo n'ebikozesebwa mu drugs. Tojja kuteeka ddagala mu peeni olina oditeeka mu mpiso. We have laborers. Then we have managers. Then we have office. Ebintu ebyo biterekawa. There must be some sort of office. Then we have auditors. Abagenda okuba nga bakubalira ebintu ebyo engeri. Embuzi gwe tojja sobola zibala buli kanaku. You need auditors who come. For example, us, we have auditors who come from Nairobi. We have auditors who come from Zambia. Then we have our local auditors. Kati buli omu akola report. Buli omu agendayo mu kaseera akali different. Kati bonna ne baleeta report ne zikubagana. Wambalidde embuzi 10 ate gwambalidde embuzi 3. Kiki? Oli mubbi. Obyo nno nkubulira byama bya kumanaginga faamu nnene ng'ate toliiyo. Who do we call? When you have 1,000 goats, who do you call? 0707 0707. If you have 1,000 goats, oyagala kulya million 10 olunaku lwaleero benkya. 0707 72 72 54 54 40. 52, not 54. 52. 0707 72. Ndimu kubasomera namba nkyamu. 0707 72 54 40. See. Ani agitext nzaawo giteekemu mu text. Aha, iyo bagitaddemu mu text yawe erabika yeeyo kanjikakase wano. No. It is 56. Sorry. 0707 72 5640. Sorry. 56. Yeyo. 0707 72 5640. Kuba kweye namba bagambe embuzi 10 nzirina zisangibwa wano osindika obukakafu bwazo. Tukusindikire sente tugende twekwatagane ne landlord oyo. Ngazitunda kakasa ngazitunda tutugamba zirina bubeezi awo nga bimuli. Twagala azitunda. So I am saying people have started understanding the essence of having very coordinated groups doing the same business. This is going to help us achieve big numbers, and this will give us big margins. The numbers determine the price of goats even more than the breed. Alabeza embuzi 10 zogenda okumpa singa ozimpa nze nsobola okusalawo nezitunda times to the price. Why? I have the numbers and I can dictate. Embuzi ekigisala ebbeeyi kano kanka kunnyonnyole bulungi. And this information might be held. Bantu bangi bayinza okuba bagirina, but they are not ready to share this information. Ekisala ebbeeyi y'embuzi kye kino. Amafuta requirements n'ebyetaago bye tukozesa okufuna embuzi zino bingi n'okusinga embuzi ze tufuna. For example, I can drive for a full day and I only manage to get 200 goats. But the full day I have used the 3 tanks of fuel. Ndidde ntaddeko abaana nga 20 buli mwana wa kusasula nenfuna only 200 goats. The cost of getting the 200 goats is about 5 million. If I get this 5 million and add it to the cost of the goat, the price goes low for the goat. So, if me I'm a businessman and my job I'm trading in goat farming, in goats, I will go get these goats from one place and save the 5 million that I would have used. Actually, 555. tegeeza miliyoni 25. 5 times 5 miliyoni 25 ezo zonna nga farmers zifuna. Kati olaba price y'embuzi bwerinnye, so nga wali ate price y'embuzi. You get every cost that the trader or the middleman incurs, they put it to you. If I have, Harriet, if I have 10,000 goats, I will determine the price of the goat. The question is, do I have the goats? Why I'm telling you that if you connect me to that person who has 1,000 goats, will agree. I am sure I have 15 million for me to add to him. Instead of spending 25 million looking for the goats, for you have the goats, you have connected me to the person who has the goats. So nze nkuwa milioni 10 nengenda naye, nja kuteesa naye, ne bwe kinaba kinetaagisa kumwongera milioni endala 15, nja kuzimwongera, tujja kukkaanya. Mukama abawe omukisa amagezi ogabagazze. Bizinesi y'embuzi Katonda yagiwa omukisa gwe nnyini ogutagambika. Genda osome mu Genesis, osome ku Yakobo. Yakobo yagenda ewa Labani nga musajja munaku. Jacob was very poor by the time he went to Laban. But by the time Jacob left, both of them were rich. This is what YPA does. All of us become rich. I am managing, you own. Together, we have one database. If Arabs come today, they visit my farm. Then they go to Peter's farm. Then they go to Arnold's farm. Then they go. Remember, all these farms are under YPA. My farm, Peter's farm, Egesa's farm, Ronald's farm, whoever. All these farms are owned by YPA. The Arab will not want to know the owner of the farm. The Arab will want to know the number of the goats on that farm so they can give me the contract. If a big restaurant like Mbuzichoma wants to give you a restaurant, a supplying deal, if a big restaurant like Mbuzichoma wanted to give you a supply deal for goats, if a big restaurant wanted to give you a supply deal for goats, what do? They go and assess your capacity. They don't assess your bank account. They assess your capacity to provide the meat sustainably for a long time. That is why companies like Finest Ranchers came here and looked for us. They did an assessment. Go to those videos we post on my show, on my account, on JB's account, JB Magenzi's account. You will see. So go inbox, go on the comment, and they be like, we want to come and partner with you. That is how we get the contracts abroad. That is how we sell the meat. And then you ask us, who said that every goat meat you must sell? You must sell it locally. Okategedde akantu ako. Gwe kola nnyo, bw'oyagala namba nnene, otunde katale k'ebweru. Lastly, goat's meat is the most consumed meat for premium people. Abagagga bonna globally tebalya nnyama ya nte nnyo, tebalya nnyama ya ndiga nnyo, balya nnyo ennyama y'embuzi. Gwe ojja kubiwakana paka ng'otuuse nga naawe otunda. Wane Congo, I think Congo is one of the most livest countries. Wane Congo, ennyama y'embuzi ya mitwalo 10 n'egi. 120,000 e Congo. Nze bajja ku faamu ne bagingulako 3 kitundu, bo ne bagitwala ne bagitunda 10 n'egi. Go there, Kinshasa here. It's not very far. You don't need a visa actually. You just need to fly on the next flight. Egyptians, my friends, those of you that came to our annual general meeting, you saw. These people that come here, the Egyptians, when they are going back to Egypt, they don't take matoke. They take goat's meat. It is the most scarce meat. Now, for you, far from losing market. Far, like I don't know how far I can tell you that you're far. Tewojja kukeera mbwe embuzi zafuuse nyingi okusinga abali. Because in the whole world, we don't even have a billion goats. The whole of the world, mu nsi yonna tetuwezaamu kawumbi ka mbuzi. Around bukadde nga 5 bukadde 6. Naye jjukira abantu 10 bali akabuzi ne bakamalawo. Ate n'obwo obubuzi bwonna obuliwo si bwakutunda, abamu twagala kumultiplyinga buwere. Vision board yaffe egamba twagala miliyoni 10. Now, njagala kati tugende mu kibalo omaze otegeera lwaki olina okulunda embuzi. Zikola ssente va mu katemba. Embuzi zikola ssente. Lwaki zikula kyekyo zikola ssente. Kati zikola zitya ssente? How do goats make profit? We have two types of money, of profits. The two types of profits that we do. One, we have what we call multiplication game. Multiplication game. This is the game changer. This is the killer. The multiplication game. This is the killer. Okategedde. Choka Ryan. Thank you. Okay. So I am saying the multiplication game, this is the game changer. Ono sniper. The multiplication of the goats. Now, here I'm going to do a little bit of the board. Ngenda kukozesako ku lubaawo katono. Naye njagala nsooke nkubalire ennyama. We have two types of profits. Two types of profits that we make while we are doing goats. One is the multiplication. Two is the fattening. The other third one is not for everyone. The third one is called value addition. Value addition. But this one is not for everyone. So some people can do it, others may not. Value addition, restaurant is part of value addition. Restaurant is part of value addition. Nga bano aberuwero abakola engato, that is value addition. Nga meat not meat packers. Meat packers nabo basala naye, that is not value addition. Pearl meat industries nakasongola nafe gye tusalira, that is also value addition. That is value addition. Nogikyusa, nogiparkinga, nogikola ki, ebadde ennyama kati ogifudde ya box. Freezing. Finest ranchers, n'abalala abalinga abo, ba fresh cuts. I think that was finest ranchers again. About you saying, that is value addition. The other thing also that YP is going to do, we are going to open restaurants. No. Obupichi. We have realized that most people want to eat that goat's meat, the fresh goat's meat they eat at Muzichoma, but they can't get it. So what we want to do is that we want to introduce carriers and transport means that can transport these goat's meat to everywhere around Kampala. Nga bw'oyagala ennamu ennyama empya ogifuna, ate bw'oyagala egundi okikola ki, okifuna nakyo. Okategedde akantu ako. So we are going to have bites. These bikes are going to be transporting. You eat fresh goat's meat, then you decide to take also for your children at home. Nabo bafumbe, bagikalirire, bagyoche, stuff like that. Now, if I buy 10 goats today, 10 goats, I just hope people can see. Are you able to see? And you send the one on those. So 10 goats for fattening. This is fattening now. By the way, people think we only have goats of 750. I don't know why no one is talking about goats of 400k. Tulina embuzi ez'emitwalo ana bannaye. Niye basinga boogera za mitwalo 750. Zireka ze zisinga obanyumira. Naye ne zino weeziri ate tuzitundira ddala. Ezaana nazo tuzitunda. So I am saying if I buy 10 goats, I'm expecting that each goat per month is going to give me 1 kg per month. Okitegedde? Embuzi emu nga ngiyisiza bulungi nenjiwa bye yeetaaga buli mwezi empa kilo emu. So bwe mba ngirundidde emyezi 6, that is times 6, kitegeeza embuzi zange 10 ze nagula, 10 goats that I bought in January, by June each goat has an extra 6 kgs altogether. So this is the best minimum, the bare minimum. That is if you're doing the right practices. Kati these 6 kgs tuzikubiseemu emitwalo 2. But emitwalo 2 jukira tetusobola kugamba mitwalo 2 because this is the carcass weight, and for us we have live weight. Do you differentiate the two? Live weight versus carcass weight. Live weight is half price the carcass weight. %50 of live weight is what makes the carcass weight. Embuzi bwebanga ezitowa kilo 6, carcass weight yayo kitegeeza ennyama yokka ebeera kilo 3. Embuzi bweba ezitowa kilo 5, carcass weight yayo ye 2.5. Kati ffe tulina live weight, so kitegeeza wano we divide by 2 netufuna mutwalo. Kitegeeza buli mbuzi, nagula embuzi 10, buli mbuzi egenda kumpa emitwalo 6. Kitegeeza embuzi zange 10 zijja kunkolera amagoba ga mitwalo 6 mu myezi 6. Divide by 6, kitegeeza buli mwezi per month I've been getting 100k from my 10 goats that have been doing goat fattening. The capital I used to buy the goats, the 10 goats, is still there, but the profits I've gotten in the season of 6 months is 100,000 per month. So if I want this capital to increase, instead of 10, I'll buy 100. So if I have 100, it means every month I'll make 1 million. 100 goats times 10,000 per kg, that is 1 what? That is 1 million per month. That is 6 million per 6 months. So kitegeeza omuntu yenna ayagala okuva ku kalimu ogulayo mbuzi 10 ez'ennyama, zino tezizaala, ozisala zonna n'ogula endala, n'ozisala n'ogula endala, n'ozisala n'ogula endala. If you had 1,000 goats, you would make 10 million per month. You would make 60 million in 6 months. Waliwo akategeddeawo njagala kuvaawo. Any question around the goat fattening? Any question around the goat fattening before I proceed to the multiplication game?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Hi, my name is Yakub and I'm from Nairobi, joining from Nairobi. Receive greetings. So I wanted to know how much will the fattening, is it feed cost per animal, so that we can calculate also. Sorry, I joined the meeting late.
It's okay, Yakub. It's okay, Yakub. That's a very good question, because this is the gross profit. So if you want to determine the capital, the net margin, it means you have to put down the other factors of production that you spent on every month. And are they under zero grazing or free range? It depends, but zero grazing does better. Goat fattening works better in what you call zero grazing. I call it intensive farming. Intensive farming yields better because goats don't spend the energy they make. The energy they gain, they don't spend it working for food. They spend it to grow fat. Got to get it. So intensive grazing is much better and it saves you food. Now, the feed that the animal uses, the entire mass, say in Uganda shillings, every day this goat uses 300 shillings. 300 shillings. Uganda shillings, my Yakub, I'm talking about Uganda shillings. So you can convert it to dollar or convert it to Kenya shillings and know how much does it spend. So times 30. Eh? I'm blocking it. Namanda abadde. So it means 930. This is 90, this is 9,000. So 9,000. Is that 9,000? Is that it? Bisatu times 30. How much is that? 9,000. Yes. Eh? It's true. Yep. Uh-huh. So 9,000. So each goat is going to use 9,000 every 6 months. So if it has given you 60K, 60K minus 9,000, that is around 41 net. Assuming that you already own the land, assuming that you already have the water, assuming that you already have the managers or you are the manager yourself. But if you find that you don't have those things, you might end up getting around 30K out of the 60 that you would have made. You might spend half of that. Usually that is how we count it. That out of the total amount you have made, which is 60 million, which is 6 million or 600,000, you might find you have spent 50% to expenses that helped you manage the business. I hope I have answered Mr. Yakub. Any other question?
Yes, I have my hand up.
Yes. Ari.
Yes, so good evening, Miss Obed and everyone.
Good evening.
Thank you so much for the presentation. So now my question is about the goats for fattening. The computations you have been showing us at the time when the goat is there. So I wanted to know
the capital.
The price. What is the cost price for the goat, for the individual goat you're procuring to fatten? And what is the advisable age? At what age would you be buying this goat?
You're a very brilliant lady. Are you married?
Yes, I am.
You should be. You know, these foolish wise men cannot let you be. Actually, I was not going to marry until I met my wife. She was very bright like you. Only that she's just now. That is a very brilliant question. Now look here. The age matters, and I had left this one out somehow, but thank God you are a bright woman. Lucky him. Now, here is what happens. From day zero, 2 months, growth rate. The growth rate here is at 60%. Ate abanyiga munyigira ki? Mukyala mugezi. Kakati nze njogera mazima ng'ejjanga abika. Now, so from day zero to 2 months old, the growth rate of a goat, of a kid, of a goat, whatever it is at 60%. So why does the growth rate here matter? It matters because it is the growth rate that will determine how much we get. So from 3 months, 2 months, 2.1 months, to 4 months, the growth rate goes to 35%. From 4.1 months to 6 months, the growth rate, GR, goes to 30%. Now, from 6 months to 1 year, the growth rate is at 20%. From 1 year and above, the growth rate sometimes is even 8%. Now, someone would say, let's buy a goat when it is here because the growth rate is above, so which means we can make more money. But the growth rate is here, but also understand very well that there is not much you can do. Here, nothing is in your control. The kid's appetite, the mother colostrum, and the nutrients in the colostrum, there is not much you can do here. It is usually hygiene, usually that's supplement supportive care, but there is not much. Even here, the goat is still suckling. The goat here is still suckling. So there is not much you can do again. Here, you can do a lot, but the conversion ratio, conversion ratio. What is conversion ratio? Conversion ratio is how much feed has it eaten versus how much kilograms has it gained. So the conversion ratio here is still low because it has some milk in it. It is starting to adapt. So the good number of age to buy is 6 months. You must buy goats at 6 months. Why? The conversion ratio is now pure. It is now used. It is now used to the feed, but also the conversion ratio is high. What it eats can be seen in what? In the body. It can eat 1 kilogram of feed, then it shows you maybe half a kilogram or quarter a kilogram of the meat. So goats, we should buy goats of 6 months, and we should not buy goats beyond 1 year, because after 1 year the growth rate is 8%, so there's not much you will get from that goat. That is why for breeding purposes we buy goats above 1 year, because we are not looking at the growth rate. But after 1 year, what we are looking at is the multiplication. But here we are looking at the expansion of the muscles. We want the muscle so we can have a lot of money. So 6 months is the good age for you to buy the goats. Don't buy anything beyond 1 year. 6 months, 7 months, 5 months, better. 4 months is not good because it still has issues, milk issues. The child it will get stressed and it will not grow. It will get a stunted growth. 6 months, it is perfect. 7 months is perfect. 8 months latest. Don't buy anything beyond 8 months, because in 2 months' time, it is going to shut down. The growth rate will go to 0 and you'll 8%, and you will not get money. So the money for goats at 6 months is 400K. You can buy it at 500K. You can buy it at 300K, depending on where you go. But for us here at YPA, our goats are in the middle. We have the average price of 400K, and we can at least guarantee that the conversion ratio of our goat will enable you get the 10,000 shillings as stipulated in the mathematics here. To the extent that we can even give you what we call guarantee. I know people don't want to assume that. Most people are skeptical when you say you guarantee life. But there's life assurance that if you die, your family will be given 100 million. If that 100 million could buy a similar life, it means that life would be given to you back. But here we are not buying a life of a human being. We are buying a life of a goat. So if this goat is insured and it dies, why can't I guarantee life that I'll buy another one? Because either way, what I'm buying is also a goat. This is a marker and this is a marker. What differs is the color, but the price is the same. So if your goat dies, I go to insurance and get you this one. Have I not guaranteed life? Simple mathematics. Tebajja bitegeera. Naye mpola mpola, we'll keep trading. Awo njagala kuvaawo ngende ku kasembayo goat multiplication. Now this is where the gist of goat business matrix works. Wano wetulaga mu kuzaala. Multiplication yetuleetera okufuna akasente akawera. Multiplication. We have what we call artificial or engineered or natural. Otegedde ekintu ekyo? There is engineered multiplication, there is natural multiplication. So for natural multiplication, we can't guarantee nothing. Number of kids, we can't guarantee number of kids. We can't guarantee season. We can't guarantee rate. We can't guarantee size. We can't guarantee a lot of things. Engineered or artificial, we can guarantee the number of kids. At least we know the average. Thank you. In artificial multiplication, we are talking about goat farming. This is a masterclass for goat farming. You're hearing most of the things, I'm sure you're hearing them for the first time. But bear with me. You have come for a masterclass, not an ordinary class. We are not talking about politics here or finance. We are talking about real business in goat business. So engineered or artificial multiplication system of goat farming in goat farming. Now we can determine the season. When do we want kids? For example, at YPA farm, we only get kids in dry season. Only. If it is not dry season, we don't get kids. Because we engineer this through artificial. We can engineer the number of kids. We may not exactly tell you that your goat will give birth to 3, but at least 90% of the goats will give me 2 kids and above. When I do the average, the 10 goats have given me 1 kid, and 90% have given me 2 kids, 3 kids, and 4 kids. So if I add the 2, you'll find that even the goats that gave me 1 kid, in simple terms, have also given me 2. I think that can't work. We can also engineer the goat size, the kid size. How many kgs do I want my kids to be? By doing what we call goat flashing. Goat flashing. Goat flashing is the process through which pregnant goats go through before they make money. Before my goat produce, I separate it, feed it differently, give it extra things so that it can give me a kid worth my size. Antenatal care in brief. Goat flashing is call it antenatal care. This is where you get these, how do you call them? Is it magnesium? ebireeta omusaayi mwena temunaba kuzaala. Tewali wano yazaalako.
Folic acid.
Aha, rena byabimanyi. Folic
Bampe
acid.
embuzi.
Folic acid. Kati wano tuziwa folic acid. Sobola okufuna omusaayi ogumala zizaala akaana ng'akaana kamalayo. Okitegedde? Aha. Musaayi wini akamanyi. Akaana kamalayo. So goat flashing can help me get the size of the goat that I desire. Not just to get any number. I get the size that I desire. Okategedde? Through goat flashing. How do I determine kid seasoning? I separate the goats. Hey, ntekawo ekibanja. Omwami tasala, omukazi abeeremu. Dormitory. If you are a boy and we find you in the girls' dormitory, expulsion. Kategedde akantu ako. In that way, we only introduce the male goats to the female goats at desired times, after calculating that by this time, nti embuzi bwe tugiwa ennume essaawa za leero ejja kuzaala mu mwezi bwe guti, omwezi ogwo gutera kubaamu musana, awo we twagala ezaalire, kubanga mu kaseera ako ebitta embuzi biba bitono. Embuzi mu musana ethrivinga nnyo okusinga mu nkuba. Kategedde akantu ako. Nembanga nkoze season songa wano gwe munacho. In this natural thing you cannot determine anything. Tomorrow you have a goat and it produces, the other day it produces. It is like by surprise. But naye wano fetu engineering, we said we give family planning. That's the word I was looking for. We family plan for our goats. Kategedde akantu ako. We are in the masterclass with the goat prophet. Hey, God prophet is here giving you secrets of the business. Why? I want you to go exercise them and make money. When you make money, do me a favor. Remember to sell those goats to me. Please, I have given you free knowledge. When the goats multiply that side, do not sell them to anyone. Sell them to us. YPA is going to give you cash. And we don't buy mabanja, we buy cash. Cash money. So that is the emperor you can give me. Now, number of kids is determined by the type of breed you have taken on. Go and look for the genetics. The genetics that will give you the actual kids that you want. Gone are the days where we cannot know the type of kids we want, the number of kids we want. So here we help you at YPA. We help you with what we call, how do they call it? After sales services. We determine the genetics, the genetical background of the goats, and we tell you these genetics are good for triplets, these genetics are good for twins, these genetics are good for quadruples. Entirely. It is not about the number of kids, but the size also matter. If the goat is very small, it may not be able to carry the kids. If the goats are very small, you may not be able to carry the kids. So you separate the males, put them aside, feed them well, we then introduce them at the same time so that you can have kids in the same season. Now, like now, it is a season at YPA farms. Every farm you go to, you find a lot of kids. Except the new farms. But the old farms, all of them have kids now. Then, when the time for mating is there, you introduce what we call heat hormone. Heat. Hey. Bakaita luchamuso. Weyo kati embuzo zuwo luchamuso is chamuka. Heat hormone. Hey. The gestation period for goats is 5 months. 5 months and 3 weeks. 3 weeks, 2 weeks is okay. Even 5 months net is also okay. But what is not okay? 6 weeks, 6 months is not okay. Emyezi mukaga is not okay. Embuzi zibako ekizibu. Eyebera ebe netera okufa. Kuba akaana kaba kayiseeko. Now, How do we engineer the rate of kids? Because this is where the money is. Abantu abamu tebakkiriza olwo abo be bamanyimanyimu ku kulunda embuzi. Bano ntandiseeko alimba embuzi tesobola kuzaala mirundi 2 mu mwaka. Jangu mu kibiina. Muyite ajje mu kirasi. Mugamba asembere. Ono agamba nti embuzi tesobola kuzaala mirundi 2 mu mwaka. Muyite asembere ajje ku lubaawo. Beetaaga lesoni. Amale n'okunywamu ku lwekyo. Embuzi esobolera ddala okuzaala emirundi 2 mu mwaka gumu. 12 months. How do you engineer it? All of you that have gone to YPA farms, you have seen cows there. Cows are our good friends, neighbors. It is not dependent entirely on the genetics. Yes, there are some genetics that can easily conceive. That is around 21 days after birth. Improved genes, improved genetics can give you 21 days. A goat produces today, 3 weeks later, it is pregnant already. Those are good, but you cannot entirely depend on that. How do you do it? When a goat produces today, or delivers today, let the kid suckle for maximum 4 days. 4 days. 3 days are okay. 4 days. Akana kayonke. Let it feed, breastfeed for 4 days. In 4 days, what are we getting? We are getting what we call colostrum. This colostrum milk helps us get the nutrients that the baby requires at that tender age. So when the kid breastfeeds for 4 days, then you take it away. Take it away. When you take it away, do what we call bottle feeding. Bottle feeding. Here now you're using cows. I'm using cows to feed my kids. After 4 days, I take it away. I start giving it cow's milk. It will grow, and it will grow well. You know, the goat that I took the kids from, it will cry for 2 days. On the 3rd day, it stops. Ekaba mu lwaleero n'olwenkya ku lunaku olwokusatu n'ekivaako. Bwe kivaako manyi consolation gyekola kuyita mwami. Okay. Let me tell you, if the goats lose the kids today, it will cry for today, the whole day. It will cry for tomorrow, the 2nd day. By the 3rd day, the colostrum also passes on antibiotics. That's also okay. That's also fine. But sometimes it's also an issue because the udders, when it is suckling, the udders have some bacteria. So it causes also problems in, that is why you see kids have a lot of diarrhea when they are still young. And that is something you should always avoid. Avoid diarrhea. So it cries for the it cries for the 1st day. It cries for the 2nd day. The 3rd day, it stops. Now it starts mounting the other thing, the other animals. Embuzi ziringa bano abawala b'e Kampala. Akaaba akindekedde ennaku 2 ku lunaku olwokusatu n'afuna omusajja. Allahu Akbar. Now, what I'm saying is this. If it loses the kids, remember, for it will not understand that its kids are being fed elsewhere. Now it will want to replace those kids. So it cries by the end of the 2nd week, it is already pregnant. And in December, if it was January, then it produces around May. So here, the multiplication will work. After ensuring that the goats are producing 2 times a year, 2 times per year. Now, you're going to get 2 goats from 4 goats. 4 goats. You're going to get about 4 goats from 1 goat. It means if a goat was 1, in 1 year it will be 5. Now, the multiplication here will be written. Let me give you a mathematics using that engineered multiplication system. What if I milk the same goat? Goat milk is not it's not something you can do for a huge business. If you want to build mansions, unless you have enough capital. Yeah. Unless you have enough capital. I'll tell you about the care of the kid, don't worry. Let's first see the multiplication. But kids don't need a lot of things. Kids don't need a lot of things. What do they need? Let me bring it back. Kids need a few things. Here's what they need. Kids. 1, they need pellets. Pellets with a lot of proteins. Pellets with a lot of proteins. 2, they need warmth. 3, they need how do you call it? Disinfection. Disinfection. Disinfectants. You disinfecting the goat pens, bulicacera. You need to disinfect. 3, they need to suckle nutritious milk. Whether it is cow's milk, whether it is goat's milk, as long as they are suckling. Then also they need vitamin A. Vitamin A. This vitamin A, you give to them weekly. Vitamin A. They get immunity. The immunity is boosted. Then for those that are weak, because there are some that will be weak when they are giving birth, when they are getting born. Those weak goats, what do? You give them calcium and vitamin E. But this vitamin A is something that should be on the menu. Then you deworm them. Deworm them monthly. Deworming monthly. Why do you deworm them monthly? The kids, I'm talking about kids, not the goats. If you deworm goats monthly, you will not get the benefits because every deworming causes diarrhea. And this is dehydration of the goats. So you will lose. Instead of gaining, you will lose. Deworming in goats, mature goats. Leo atausi.
Wagamba bakazi ba Kampala babwire
And I think he's doing it on purpose. Hey, some people are going to be that. Some people.
Tu vai se lembrar.
Umulaba.
Bosta e tu não queria me pegar. Imagina, e ela vai voltar.
Okay. Omusimu tuguwonye. So I was telling you, don't deworm mature goats all the time. Deworm them every after 3 months. You should get it? 3 months, maximum 4 months. You should get it? But kids, you need to deworm them monthly. Why? They are starting to learn to eat, but they don't know what to eat and what not to eat. So in eating, they end up eating what they shouldn't eat, and that is why they get issues. So when you maintain these kids well, you have money. When you maintain this, you have money. But again, that can't work.
Moderator, please help us to block that shit.
I think I removed him, then he came back. Some
Thank
people are
you.
just ill. They are just ill. Eh?
Some
But
of
when
us
they
who
are
want to learn, and they are people. These are the people who are really jealous for this thing, because this is what we've been going through last week on the news, all the media. Oh my God, it's crazy.
I think
Actually,
you can
block
block
him,
if you make
please.
it closed. If you make the meeting closed, you can control who logs in. So it will ask, you'll have to ask permission before you log in. So if you change the settings to make it closed people, he will have to ask before he enters. You only approve.
But he will use
people
another
to
account.
enter.
He looks malicious.
I think
You
he has
block
many
him.
accounts. That's why he's coming back.
No.
But it seems the same account.
He has
the one
been
that's coming
removed.
back.
Okay, so
Blocked
what you do, let's have these people. Whoever wants to join, they can ask.
Yeah, yes. Let's do the same.
Okay. So, so see, people can be jealous. Even now, what are they losing? I'm giving my knowledge to people who are interested, not to everyone. So why are they? You get my point. So some people are just jealous. Eh? But nevertheless, we move. If I buy 100 goats, let's count and see how many will they be after 5 years using the engineered mathematics after 5 years. So in the first year, we are going to get 200 goats. These are kids. In the first year, second season, we are going to get 200 goats. Meaning we will get 400 goats in the first year. Are we together? If you're together, you put thumbs up.
Wait, under which capital?
No, I'm saying we bought 100 goats and we are using the engineered system of mathematics where we regulate the size, the season, the rate, and the number of kids. We are using 100 goats as a specimen. These are typically breeding goats.
Mr. Obed.
Yes, please.
Mr. Obed. Yeah, so I would really like, because I know you said the contract is for 3 years. Every contract, whether someone bought the 100 or bought a 50, whatever it is, it's the contract is 3. So I just saying that, see, people maybe will understand if you can use the same contract you use on your program. If it is 3 years, then you calculate, maybe people will get it clearly instead of making it 5 years, because some of us, we know that it's a 3 years contract. I know it's anyone can understand, but I think it would be better if you can use the same.
We do 3 years.
Yeah, I don't know if you have 5 years, but I know.
No, we have 3 years. So, are we all in agreement?
Yeah.
Okay. So when
Thank
I buy 100 goats now for 3 years, how do I amount to the total number of goats I should have in 3 years? Here is the thing. We are going to get 100. Now I want to show you both sides of the coin so you can choose whether you're going to do it or have me do it. So you have 200 goats here. Then you have 200 goats here, which is 400. These are kids, 400 kids. Then in the second year, this is first year. In the second year, to be minimum, let's count 100. To be minimum, let's count 100. Then in the second year, we are going to have another 100, another 100. Then in the third year, we are going to have 100, 100. So here we have 400, 400. Ukateke dakantu second year. Then this is third year. It means the total number of goats that we should have had minus this would have been Lukumi Mubibin. All together. But on each year, we are going to get 100. We are going to get 100. We are going to get 100. This is what we can guarantee when we are managing for you at our farm. We cannot guarantee both. This is actually 200, not 2. This 200, 200, 200, none, which is about 200 times 600. So we can guarantee 300 of the kids. Why? Because it is better I guarantee what I can afford than guaranteeing this that I cannot afford. What if it turns up? There are some people that want to join the course, so you can evaluate them and see if they are worth joining. So me, I guarantee 100 per year, 100 per year. Yet they were born 200. Yes, we know they were born 200 or even more. But I don't want you to come and ask for my 200 kids. Remember, the agreement that we have, you and us, is that if I start telling you these nonsense stories of a Muzizafude, Kakati, you will ask me, of all the farmers, why did my goats die? Why me? Why did my goats die? Of all the people. So what we do here is that we guarantee so that there is no questions. That is why YPM members have never had such a scenario that you came for your goats or you came to sell your goats. That you came to join your goats and you were not, you came to sell them or to get them or to see them and you did not find them. Why? We guarantee what is possible. We guarantee what is achievable. These other kids here, if they survive, remember, out of 200, we give you 100. Out of 200, we give you 100. Out of 200, we give you 100. How do we get the 200? 100 here, 100 here, 100 here, 100 here. These goats, if they survive, they become our. We have a hand out of Rogers. Rogers is okay. I'm going to see you, Rogers, soon. So if these goats survive, this is where we make the margin. If they don't survive, this is where we make losses. No business without loss. If they survive, we get an extra margin. If they don't, we check it. All that you do, so it means by the end of 3 years, you're going to have the 300 plus the 100, which is a total of 400. So you had 100 after 3 years, you have 400. All that you pay me is rent and management fees for this. Rent is 50,000 K per goat. Not these ones. Enyumba bw'ogipangisa. Bwana Simon tusanyusa okulaba. Webale kujja. Enyumba bw'ogipangisa nga ya mitwalo 5. omwana wo ate tasasula rent. Gw'osasula rent. So we pay management fees for this and rent fees for this, which is annually, not monthly, not what. Here you will not pay rent. So every mature goat is what you pay for. Now, out of this, the 400, you will have 200 which are mature goats, and you will have 200 that are young. So it is up to you to sell the mature goats and keep the young goats, or it is up to you to sell all of them, or it is up to you to sell the younger goats and keep the mature goats in 3 years. The analysis, the mathematics that we are doing right now is to see whether we can always renew annually. That is the mathematics we are trying to do now. The other mathematics that we're trying to do now is to see whether you can renew maybe 5 years or 2 years, depending on what you are interested in. Yes, Bwana Rogers, let me first hear from you.
Okay. I'm really thankful and I appreciate everyone here tonight. Thank you, Mr. Obed.
You're welcome.
Now, I have one simple concern on this, especially on the I call it in generations or whatever. The kids, if I buy 100 goats, I will get 100 kids. And there is a possibility that I can convert these kids into the mature goats.
Yes.
I remember JD explaining something to me about this, that they can say a kid is 300, and the 300 they can calculate how many kids you have so that they can be converted into mature goats. But now the scenario is here, like if we convert them into mature goats, now that becomes a sub-contract or a new contract. Which means that the original contract, by the end of 3 years, this one will have not matured. And it is stipulated that once you terminate a contract before maturity, you lose 50%.
Oh, no. Let me clarify that.
That one becomes a challenge to me, because personally, my target is I can convert the kids into mature goats, targeting that after 3 years, I will withdraw everything and I invest into a new venture, and then I start afresh. But now there will be a possibility that I have a main contract which is mature and subcontracts which are not mature. And if I'm to withdraw the subcontracts, I will lose 50%, which is a loss to me. And I will lose my major goal.
Okay. Thank you so much, Rogers. That is a very bright concern. You sound like you're already married. I have beautiful girls here who are not yet married, but unfortunately you're taken. Now they have to suffer and go and find the kacheves. The people, the noise makers on TikTok. It is you to mention, not me. Now, Mr. Rogers, this is the thing. These goats that were born in the first year, by default, in the same contract, will grow, such that at the end of the 3 years, these goats are now 1.5 years, which means they are mature. So you don't need necessarily to sign a new contract unless you sell these kids. The kids that were born in the first year, if you sell them, if you sell them, then it means you're going to do a new contract. But if you don't sell them, definitely by default, a goat that was born in the first year, after 2 years, it is not still young, it is mature. So you have 200 goats that are mature.
Okay,
why?
Obed, give me a second, Obed. Here my major concern is I'm looking at compounding the interest. Like now I'm telling the kids to be the interest, now you want to compound them. But the kids do not give birth. So I'm looking at this possibility that we can convert the kids into mature goats, of which the number will lower. And here it means that you have to sell the kids and buy mature goats. And according to the explanations from some of your staff, they told me that the mature goats that will be coming in will be a new contract. however much it is under this.
Now, the good thing you're talking to me.
I'm so thankful. That's why I'm here actually.
Now, what I'm telling you is there are two options. There are two options. One option is when you sell the kids and you multiply them. No, you convert them. The other option is you just put a deaf ear on your contract. And at the end of the contract, you have 400 goats, of which the 400 goats, 200 are mature. What gives you the courage, or what gives you the momentum to get assurance of this is that you even pay rent for them. The young kids you don't pay, which are 200. So either you sell it all, you sell the mature or the young. Necessarily not that every person who will have mature goats more that are many more than what they bought will necessarily have to convert the young ones. No. These by default can grow. That the first goats that were born in the first year, by the third year, they are also ready old goats. Because if my goat was born today, today is what? 21st? 22nd of June. 23rd, 22nd. Kemusasula rent. Abana bazimba wano bannaye. So if I add plus 1.5 years, kitegeeza tujja kuba mu 228. Embuzi gye bazaala mu gw'omukaaga eneetuuka mu 228 nga tennakula, eyinza okuba tennazaala naye ejja kuba nkulu. That is why kugamba tujja kuba tulina obuto 2 obwazaalibwa mu guno omwaka ogwa 2027 n'obwazaaliddwa mu 2028. Naye n'embuzi eno eyazaalibwa mu 2026 yo ejja kuba ekuze, it will be mature. So you can sell it, you can eat it, or you can sign a new contract for it. Thank you, Bwana Rogers. I hope I have answered you.
Obed in the Chitawanya Chichuno. I'm looking at multiplication factor than additional factor. Instead of government nindeka kana wekana malire myaka 2 kazale. Afadhali nkajeko mfune mwenkuru nkoro nayenga zisobola okuzaala immediately.
Andi kati gwe bw'okikola bw'otyo era ojja kulinda contract endala. Gwe bw'okisalawo n'okikola
Twanza kwa possibility government zino zibalira subcontracts mwendo zona zimatwalinge rumu.
Kati gwe okola subcontract, that is you. That is your choice. So, of course, osaze shortcut. Kati osala shortcut erina ebirungi byayo naye erina n'ebibi byayo. Nti maturity tesobola kubeera yemu. Contract ya July tesobola kumakiwalinga kyekimu ne ya December. That must give you a difference in gaps. Thank you so much.
All right, I got you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Let's see Kakuru. Kakuru, it's this one person.
Good evening. How are you doing?
We are okay, thank you.
My name is Kakuro Ivan.
Mm.
What I was asking about 100 goats, I saw that those 100 goats produce 100 kids. Then each kid is bought at 300. Now I see you are telling us 200.
200 what?
200,000.
No. I'm talking about 200 kids, not 200 goats. 200,000.
Okay.
The price of the goats is determined by 3 things. 1, age. Age is number 1 factor.
Yeah.
You can mute. I'm going to explain.
Okay.
The price of the goats are determined by 3 things. 1, age.
Yeah.
2, the size.
Yeah.
That is kgs. 3, the breed. So if you're selling it for breeding purposes, and the breed is good, you might get a higher price.
Yeah.
But if you're selling it for meat purposes, the breed may not matter, but the size will matter. So 300,000 shillings is not the price of the goat, is the price of the kid. Akana kato. You need money. You need access to money. And all you have is a young goat. So what do? You sell it. So some people will ask, ate mbuzi najigula mitwalo 35 ate akana nkatuze mitwalo 3. No. Otunze kaana tutunze embuzi nkulu. Bw'oba oyagala embuzi enkulu gy'oba otunda, oba olina okugirindamu ekule olyoke ogitunde. And besides, eno embuzi enkulu gye wagula, it is the factory ye producing.
Yeah.
Factory producing a cattle kano. The factory that produces this cattle is more expensive than the cattle itself. So this is a factory, it keeps giving you money. Let's hear from Mr. Isma.
Yes, Mr. Obed.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, nze maze ebbanga nga nkufollowinga naye kyenjagala okutegeera bulijjo ogamba nti bw'obeera n'embuzi 10 oba osobola ofunamu obwana 10 nga ba mitwalo 33.
Yeah.
Kati nga abo obwana 10 osobola obbuggyamu embuzi enkulu 4. Naye ebiseera ebisinga tosooka kusalako oli ziri sente za rent mitwalo 5. Kale tekyandibadde kizibu naye just njagala kutegeera esente za rent ziva ku ezo emitwalo 3 oba ziva ku mama waazo oli ziri ezazadde ziva ku bwana oba ku ziri.
Either way, oba obwana obutunze bukulu, oba obwana obutunze buto, oba obutunze bukulu, obwana tetubukya manya otunze bwana nga contract eggwako, oba obutunze wakati, as long as bw'otunze bubadde bwana tetubala rent waabwo. Rent tumubala ku mbuzi nkulu zokka. Rent, management fees byonna tubibala ku mbuzi nkulu zokka. Otegedde?
Okay.
Nti bw'oba watandika n'embuzi 10, kati contract neggwako ng'olina embuzi 2 enkulu, tubala nkulu zokka. Obuto ne buba 6 bo tetububala, as long as mu kaseera w'ogendedde okukashinga buli buto buba tetububala.
Okay.
Ate ne rent ono oba rent plus management fees byonna tetubyogerako until the contract ends. Kubanga if I have not delivered, why am I charging you? I should deliver first, give you the deliverables I promised, then charge you. Nti bw'oleeta embuzi kati leero n'ogula embuzi zo 10 oba kale 10. Ate sisobola kugamba nti leeta renti mitwalo 5, munaye tulinayo ne management fees mitwalo 5, kakati sasula sente. Nja kugamba gweleeta embuzi. Bwe tumaliriza season oba contract yaffe bweggwa, nze nkwate embuzi zo nzikuwe, bw'oba ozitwala ozitwale, oba bw'oba ozigula bw'oba ozitunda nkuwemu ssente. Ku zino ze nnaaba nkuwa nze kwe nja okwesasula emitwalo gyange egya renti n'egya management fees. Naye I charge the grown goats only.
Okay. Kati ekirala kye mbadde njagala okumanya, management fee neza rent zenkana ki ezo sente? Kubanga abangi abasinga kyemanya abali wano bagala kukozesa kye bayita compounding. Ebeere nga investment, tetwagala kukozesa addition method, twagala kukozesa
akati ekizibu kye mutuleetedde. We appreciate the mechanisms you use. Oluusi kye mukozesa okutegeera. Naye ebyo ebibuuzo bye mubuuza bye bituleetedde abantu okulowooza nti we are an investment company. Kati olaba buli omu abadde atusesebula nga atusabula atusabula asinziira ku investment company yandibadde etya. Osegedde?
Ssebo.
Mu kifo ky'okutubazisa embuzi mwagala kutubazisa ssente mutubazise interest compounding what percentage kati omuntu n'asigala ng'atulowoozaako nga fund manager nga investment manager we are farm managers. However, nze ngenda kubuulira nti embuzi ziri bwe ziti nti embuzi ziri 10 mu mwaka gumu zijja kufuuka embuzi 4 ku 40 kujja kubeerako embuzi enkulu 2 kujja kubeerako ento 2. Oli wa ddembe okutunda enkulu zokka, oli wa ddembe okutunda ento zokka, oli wa ddembe okukola buuti. Naye zino enkulu nze nja zikyajinga emitwalo 5 ya rent, zikyajinga emitwalo 5 ya management, intoto gy'emitwalo 10. Kati gweoddeyo bale singa embuzi zino n'aba nzitunzi emitwalo 10 gino n'aba nsasuddeko mmeka n'aba nsigaza mmeka.
Ssebo.
Okategedde?
Ssebo.
Kati gwe ebyo bikolanga gwe n'obala nti baŋŋambye embuzi za mitwala zibaana, enkulu ziri 2, obuto buli 2, ebbeeyi y'ento ogimanyi, ebbeeyi y'enkulu ogimanyi. Kati oyawuleko toto wa capital ono mitwalo 10 enkulu zokka. Kati gw'osigaze ka balansi obale olyoke obize mu compounding yoyo.
Ssebo.
Naye ffe compound tetumutegeera. Buli lwe tunnyonnyola ebibuuzo bya compounding ensi esigala erowooza we are supposed to be investment company. Era kaakati batugamba nga kino temukikola nga kino temukikola. Kazi just communication ebeera misconceived. For us we are farm managers, not. Era kyova olaba omuntu ayinza okugamba who is your regulator, what are you regulated for? Since when are farms regulated by authorities? The farm owner is the regulator of the farm. Gwompadde embuzi zo nenkutwala nenzikulaga emirundi gy'oddayo ze sigimanyi era sigikubuuza, sikubuuza nakubuuza oba ogenzeyo kiro oba ogenzeyo misana, as long as you let me know ogenze. That's as simple as that. So the farm owner yasalawo nti omulimu ngukoze bulungi oba ngukoze buki, ngukoze bubi, as long as I achieve the details of the program. Let me see Florence. Patrick, what are you, Patrick? Florence.
All right.
Florence?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, I'm here. I was trying to unmute myself.
Okay.
Yeah, it's nice to meet you. This is my first class, and I'm your member. I'm a member to YPA,
Okay.
and I think just 4 months. On 18th, I think I made 2 months. I've been following, that so much on TikTok, and I was told even from my son. So he encouraged me. Finally, I entered with Mr. Magazine, Loy, and later I had to get in touch with Davis.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we have had all this going on the media and everything. Of course, I'm just watching actually from US. And I know many people are watching from different countries and different states, which shows that we are really much interested in this program. And we always, one day I told Davis, I said, listen, whatever is going on, our heart is strong, and we are praying, we are putting God into this, because some of us, we are trying to put our retirement. So if I wake up tomorrow and I've put my retirement in YPA, and at the end of the day, and something went wrong, which means I'm done, my life is done, right? So which means all people you see here, people who are watching, we are so much interested, and some of us, we've put trust, even without meeting you, even without be on the ground, but because of what you're doing and you impressing. Even though when I look at your link you said youth, in the youth farming and whatever, but you have even elderly. I'm 50 years old though. So
even 90 and 70s.
yeah. So I'm gonna go back to this about the goats, how it multiplies, because you mentioned when I was having my training and I was having session with Mr. Magezi, he told me that if I invest, let me assume I invest 100 goats.
If you buy 100 goats.
Yes, I've buy. Yeah, you got back to the the one you mentioned that we make it like investor. Okay, I've bought like 100 goats, and then end of the 3 years, it's gonna be 400 goats.
Yes, right.
Then these 400 goats, because I want to be clear with whatever you were teaching over there, because some of the people will get confused and message doesn't deliver clear, and people they start giving different speeches.
Yeah.
So if I have 400 goats, and at the end of the contract they are 400, me, I was told at these 400 goats, because I know that you've told us earlier that a gut can give 2 babies every deliver of the baby. There are 2, which means these 2 goats in 1 year, it has already, 1 gut has already give 2. So it means that is 200, right?
Yes. Yes.
And then I was told that this gut here, I'm not gonna have it because this is me. I got the message. I'm not gonna have the second gut. I'm gonna have 1. And that 1 is gonna be taking care of the veteran, the costs, the whatever, everything. Whoever is taking care of everything. And instead of getting this second one, I'll get 1, which is make it 400 guts. You told us just earlier. So, and then my question is, so why do I have to get to be charged? Because I know that you told me that I got 2 goats from 1 every season, and got give a birth in 2 years, 2 times, right? 2 times in a year. Those are 4 goats. But on 4 goats, I got 2, you took 2. And the 2 are all your expense. And then those expense.
Then I again charge you at the end of the contract.
At the end of the contract on these 400, if I have heard you clearly, you said you also charge. Yes. So could you please explain why am I getting this charge? Because I've already paid with you have already took 1.
Okay. Thank you. Now, for your goats to give birth 2 times a year, this is my investment. Each goat, each kid needs half a liter of milk in the morning, half a liter of milk in the evening. Out together, Florence?
I'm listening, sir.
Thank you. So, how much is a liter of milk? Yeah, done. A liter of milk goes for a minimum of 1K. So, if it is taking 1K per day times the 3 months I am supposed to feed it for, so it is 9 times 30 times 3, which is, this is 90 times this is 90,000. Remember, this is just milk on the pigs. Now, I have a caretaker. Which caretaker I'm going to pay a minimum of 550,000 per month, which is 3 on your 100, which is times 3, which is 1.65 million. The same routine. Now I'm putting all the other costs outside. The drugs, the supplements, the feeds, the water, the structures, because I have to create maternity ward for these kids. All these costs plus security. Not forgetting insurance of these kids. All these costs are on me. You will never see these costs. And trust me, if I don't pay for this milk, your goat will not produce 2 times a year. So it means the kids that I save, what you talk, the extra kid is almost 90% spent already in expenses. But why am I doing that? I want to do it so we can get 2 kids. Which 2 kids will now help? These costs I'm talking about go to the kids, not to your goats, not to the laborers of your goats. These are expenses put on that kid only for it to survive. So there would be profits are already spent in here. And number 2, answer number 2, explanation number 2 is this: I have no guarantee of life. Kid is below 3 months. Do you know why you are a member of YPA and you are comfortable? Because we have never, for one single day, we have never had any complaint of a client who did not see their goats, who did not sell their goats on credit, who did not get exactly what they were supposed to get. How do you get this? Is by sitting down with an actuarial team and analyze goat by goat, skin by skin, drug by drug, expenses put together. Now, kids below 3 months are not insured, so they can always die. Madam Florence, you can get 200 pieces.
Can you repeat that, please?
Kids below 3 months can always die and they are not insured. Why? Because insurance will only take on goats that are above 3 months. Below 3 months, Obukugu, I am taking all the risk. So much as they are born, they can also die. Me, I cannot bring news to you that now, while the goats were trying to be milked, they all died. I don't explain. I have to give you exactly what I told you. So these other kids that I have are also working as insurance for the other kids. Nti nazazizo obwana 10 naye mu bwana 10 obwa Florence buli 5 obwange buli 5 naye mu bwa Florence mwafuddemu obwana aga kati mbuka valingano buno obwange nze nenkola loosi ye Florence n'abeerawo because ye mukama wange amala kusanyuka nange nenkola ki nensanyuka. If mukama wange is not happy, then I am also not happy. What have I done? Actually,
I think I get you clear.
Thank you. Actually, this is where people got us wrong. Now they are confusing. They are confused that I don't blame them, but the God's business and matrix confuses.
Can I say something about that before you finish?
Thank you.
Yeah, because I appreciate the way you explain this to me, because many people and those people you send in the field to teach us how to do this, to enter, to join, to be members, to go in the project. I've had a discussion with Mr. Davis. I say there is something missing, and the deep explanation, the way you explained right now I understand. But if someone tells me, oh, you get 100, oh, you get 20, 200, I'm gonna believe I'm getting 200, but I don't know the cost. And I've grown up in a family we are cattle keepers. I know what it means to raise a cow, to raise a baby, to raise a goat. I know what it means. I know the roses and everything. But our people, we don't understand the same way. Because I ask this question, I know, and we want really to put you much energy and knowledge so that people can know. We don't need the quantity. We just need the quality. Explain exactly what people they can understand. For those who want, we are interested to invest, we can invest. I know that I'm getting 5 guts. After 3 years, I'm patient. I have no cost. I'm not gonna, another goat is dead, mother, they're gonna ask me the treatment or everything. For those who are ready to invest, they will invest and they will be patient with you. But you need more deeper explanation like you explained here. Some people, they doesn't know that it's me who bring it up, that you got 2 goats on one time, but one remain as yours. Some people outside there, they know if I put 100, I'm supposed to be getting 100 after 1 year. And then if it is after 2 years, in 2 years, I'm supposed to be having 400. Some people, they say, hey, you're gonna come up with all the explanation, you go deeper. And then lastly, you're gonna tell people, hey, on these 400 goats you're getting, we're gonna sit down. I will calculate, because we don't want to know your loss. You started business, you know how you're gonna deal with it. Your goats are 400, and then you tell people, you say, the mothers 100, the one you gain, they are 300, but another 100 are for the expenses. If friends want to stay and get 300, I'm gonna stay. If friends say in 3 years, because people who understand farming, 400 goats in 3 years, if you say, Florence, the mother and these 300 have added, I'm gonna give you 150, and you're gonna be having 250 goats, all expenses, everything. Parents will understand, John will not understand, but who will understand what it means to raise a child or to raise a baby, and the costs and sleepless nights? Because I know you don't sleep.
Yeah.
Running this, you don't sleep. And some of us, we have failed.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you.
You're
Thank you so
welcome.
much. Now, exactly what you're saying, I understood. At first, I had taken it at heart, thinking that some people are malicious, they want to kill us, they are jealous, they are syndicating, they want to kill YPA, they are destroying our brand, what. I was thinking that nonsense. Until I sat down and analyzed. I appreciated the confusion and the misconception of what we do. Because all the people are calling us investment manager. How is it not? Why is it that way? Why are they not calling us farm managers? Why are they calling us investment managers? Maybe the communication we gave out was perceived that way. And that could be true. That is why the people are calling us that. But at least now, this is what I'm telling you. The analysis of what we do is typical farm management. You cannot call a farm manager a scammer. You can't. Why? Because you can call, actually, I appreciated this. Let me tell you. If Uganda remains this vigilant, it means there is no tyrant that will come and take Uganda's money. Guno omuliro n'obumu bwe tulina omuntu afaayo, kitegeeza eno pressure n'ebigambo ne alerts ne due diligence abantu gye bakola ku bintu ebyenjawulo. Omuntu yenna ajja nga ayagala kufeera bannayuganda tajja kusucceedinga. Why? Because abantu babulavu. abantu bategeera otegeera nti kati singa YPA yabadde bwetyo bweri singa kati edduse naye kyengezaako okulaga kyekiriwa nti signs of a scams eziriwa one too much profit they give you something that is so juicy what they call too good to be true okategedde nti it is too good to be true naye bwekugamba nti embuzi ezadde obwana buna gwe n'otwalako kamu oba ezadde obwana bubiri gwe n'otwalako kamu is this too good too juicy actually abantu abasinga bagamba lwaki tompa obwana bwange bwonna bwe mbukuwa mba ngenda kubba okategedde singa nkuwa obwana bwo bwonna mba nkubbi kubanga nze ngenda beerawo ntya kyova olaba Florence ambuuzizza Florence was asking why do I have to lose the kid, one of the kids, and again we lose the payment. All of that is showing you that we have relevance. We are in actual business management. If I am not managing it well, the costs will overwhelm me. Even when I don't want to steal, I will steal because the costs are too much. But if my costs are well calculated and I can show them to you, you can understand. Then it means I have no reason. People are saying that the cost is too high. Then a goat gives you one kid. If a goat was giving you 3 kids, that is when you would worry. But if a goat has a capacity of giving you 4 kids, and what I can guarantee is 1 kid, which means I have 3 others that I can play with to ensure I give you that guaranteed goat. I think I have insurance. I have no reason whatsoever to become a scammer. Because I have other 3 kids to play with throughout the year. You just need to understand. Let me hear from Mr. Miro. Mr. Miro.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
You're welcome.
Yes, I would want to add my voice on to what Mr. Rogers had earlier inquired. And it's in the answer. He was talking about the person having a target. That I entered the we call it an investment, or I purchased a certain number of goods with a in mind in terms of the price I'll be able to sell them. And brought in the aspect of the time frame that I'll have mature goods and the young ones. And the perspective I wanted to get it in is this, that if I decide to sell the mature goods at the end of the contract of the 3 years, and the young ones, can these young ones still be used to open a new contract and proceed with them like that, that even these new ones or the young ones, the kids, will also give back to others and I continue with the contract moving in that way? Then another question is in line with the rent and the management fees. Is this what, or it's calculated as a total amount when you're getting into your contract? Thank you, sir.
Now, thank you, Mr. Miro. Mr. Miro, your questions are more like those of Rogers. The new contract is entirely dependent on you, the farmer. If you want to open a new contract every day, every month, that's okay. But if you want these young kids to grow and also start giving birth, the contract provides for that. I just told you that if goats were produced, you bought goats today, after 3 years, after the goats that were born in the first year, by the 3rd year, uncle, you can just Mute. So I'm saying by the third year, your goats will be mature. So it means in the fourth year, if you renewed the contract, some people want to join. I don't know if you are seeing them. If you wanted to renew, to give these goats that we are born in the first year here of your contract, if you want to give them another year, these goats will produce here. So that is why I was saying that we want to look at it if it can get an auto renewal for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. You don't need to necessarily do a new contract. However, if you want it to be faster, that you want these goats to give birth the following year, the ones that were born in the first year, you want them to give birth the other following year. All you do is just sell the kids here, buy mature goats, then in the following year you have kids. However, this is a new contract now. There's no way we can add the two. Kati wano ofunye contract indala. Bokola shortcut naye bw'ozireka zonna zijja zikula over time, and they give you what you need.
Mr. Ben, I'm sorry for chipping in without permission.
It's okay.
Now, here, on this very point, can there be a possibility that we can make an arrangement that the young ones can be converted into mature ones, however, the number will get low, but it remains in the same contract?
It is not easy. It is not easy. It is not possible. Why is it not possible?
Wano kyetuba twagala kiri kino nti bwe mba nina obwana 10 obwana 10 nga busobola kubamu enkula 3 kati replacing, like we do a replacement with community obwana bwo 10 katondamu enkula 3.
Okay, let me show you how it is not. Let me show you why it is not easy. It is possible, but it's not easy. It is going to cost you. We don't pay rent for 1 year. We don't pay rent for 5 years, for 10 years. We pay rent for 3 years. But now, remember, for you, we have started halfway the process. Obadde mu mwaka gumu kitundu kati obwana 10 bwonna obutunze n'ogulamu. Kyokka ate rent osasudde wa myaka egi wa myaka 3. It means we are going to charge you for the land and the services we did not give. If you are ready to take on that expense on you, then it is going to be possible. But it is not going to be possible if you don't want to pay, because we pay upfront 3 years. Kati twasasudde emyaka 3 kyokka gweze watundira mwaka ogusooka n'ogwokubiri zonna ozisasulidde emyaka 3. It will be costing you. And I don't see the necessity of doing that. I don't see it actually. Kubanga, you're still getting almost the same price, the same costs. The prices are just slightly different. My suggestion would be that instead of trying to have all contracts run at the same time, have this contract, let it mature, while this other one that came in a year later is also running. Let the other one come in also running. It means in the long run, you're going to have payments or salary or earnings from your project every single month. Zijja zeekubisanga buli mwaka ofuna n'otuuka nga efuuse nga salary kubanga buli kaseera obeera otunda. For example, today, every month I'm selling some goats. I can determine how much I want this month. I can determine how much I want. Why? Because I'm selling over time and I have been buying goats, stocking goats every now and then. So the more arrangements you have, the more money. Let me have Mr. Patrick.
That was the second question from the other gentleman.
Which was?
From me, was it a goat? 50,000. Rent. Is it the rent?
Yeah, we have rent and management fees, which is per goat. Rent and management is per goat, not per animal. But also mature goat. By the time you come for your goats or you come for your money, That is if you sell. Bw'osalawo okuzitunda oba okuzitwala z'osangawo nga nkulu w'osaliddewo ezo z'osasulira rent, z'osangawo nga nto ezo tozisasulira. I think I have answered all of you. Mr. Patrick. Mr. Patrick, then we can have Mr. Enoch. Is Patrick there? Patrick is not there. Let's have Enoch.
Yes, Mr. Obed, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And I really appreciate your service.
Thank you.
My name is Enoch and I closely follow YPA. And I'm really organizing myself behind the scenes to see how I can jump in. Now, I buy 100 goats. And these 100 goats in 1 year, they will keep on adding 100. So at the end of the day, I'll have a total of 500 goats. And the initial mothers, because according to explanation, you have the expertise, the experience, and the technique and the engineering to make a goat give birth to 3 or 4 babies at once. Meaning, God willing, with the God's hand on you that day, you can have, in 1 year, you can have 8 kids from 1 goat. Am I right there?
Yes, you're right.
Now, Mr. Obed, I imagine, let's use real life example. A woman that has given birth to triplets, year in, year out, by the 3rd year, that woman, if you're going to pay dowry for her, you might not get even a cow.
Yes.
Meaning in Uganda, they say, akutuse.
Akutuse, aweddeyo.
Kati, now, is there any way I can negotiate with you to say, Mr. Obed, don't overkutura my mothers, because at the end of the 3rd year, I want my mothers to remain, fertile, looking so good, as opposed to you to overkutura my mothers, and I'm not able to get the big money out of those mothers.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Patrick. Now, Patrick, this brother Enoch, thank you. This is how it works.
So mwami Obedi nzija kame bishifuti network abadde etawanya naye kamaliriza omwami oyo nzireko.
Nawe buuza nkute.
Kubanze ndina ku bishifuti kakati nze mwami Obedi jasooka kwebaza ne baggayo bonna be mukola.
Thank you.
Okulaba nti abavubuka twejja mu bwavu. Kakati nze ekibuuzo kyange kiri kimu. Maafi yenna mutegeera era byonna byoyogera mbadde ndi followinga. Kati challenge yange eri bweti. Goolo yange ya mbuzi 10. Mbuzi 10 katugambe ye mitwalo 7 ye milioni 7.5. Sikekyo? Aha. Nze njagala kulundira mu wallet yange. Sijja kugamba mbuzi zindage faamu eruwa biki. YPA nsobola ogiteekamu sente za milioni 7.5 nenkola nayo contract ng'eŋŋambye emyaka 3 bwegiggwako nga bw'onnyonnyodde nti nja kuba n'embuzi 4 whereby ebibiri nkulu ebibiri bikyatambula bikyali wansi. Kati nze abantu bano abakutawaanya compounding biki nze nkiraba bwe nti embuzi zange ezo 4 gwe twagenda mu contract nekugamba embuzi 3 sente eziteeke ku akawunti yange. Embuzi 10 ng'olondamu ezikyalina embavu ezigenda okutandika ate contract empya. Like the thing moves like that. Nze nemanya buli 3 years I dispose of then continuing awo kiba kitya.
Okay.
Kisoboka.
Thank you.
Ekyokubiri akalala kaakano akasembayo kati embuzi zino 10 njagala zigula bwe nti njagala wetukola contract nga buli mwezi nteekako ku akawunti embuzi 10. That is emyezi. Nze nabadde njagala kibala nti neewa omwaka mulamba mbanguza embuzi 12. then gwe nokola mathematics wo nze nga target yange buli luvannyuma lya myaka 3 ntunda ebisatu nendekako ziri ezizaala principal yange okitegeera ndekako principal yange nze nzijjako ziri ze zikoze kuba ezo ziba zindanga nga ze profit zange mu myaka 3 then nendekako principal yange ey'ensanvu mweta ey'embuzi 10 like that kisoboka.
Okay. Thank you so much. So Bwana Enoch Agwengendo soka naye. Bwana Enoch, the lifespan of a goat, lifespan is 8 years. Kati mu myaka 3 ne bw'eba ezadde tya terina ky'ogikolako. Ate ekisinga okutula embuzi si kuzaala, ekisinga okutula embuzi kuyonsa. Kati ekyo nakyo temukimanyi. But you're not farmers, so how would you know? The life of a goat is usually taken so hard. Breastfeeding is something that takes a lot of goat's energy. Amaanyi g'embuzi mangi gaggweera mu kuyonsa. So kati olw'okuba neyange nze njikola engineering ne sigiyonsa nnyo nnaku 4, you're getting a very good goat. But if you come after 3 years and you want to take goats, n'otuuka ng'embuzi ze twakutaagingira kala yaazo tekusanyusa, frame yaazo tekusanyusa, we can always switch. Ekitegeera ne tukwata ebaddemu kakataga ka YPA ne tukakuwa n'ogenda nayo n'ogitwala ng'erimu embavu. Naye bw'otuuka ng'ate oyagala tugitunda butunzi, kati ate awo kitulekera bw'otukwasa mbuzi zo ffe ne tukuwa kasenteko ne tunoonya gye tugiguza, oba tugiguziza Makindye oba tugiguziza bweru wa nnyanja oba tugitutte mu Illuminati, awo tofaayo. So gwe be guaranteed nti bw'otuuka ng'oyagala kutwala mbuzi zino tukuwa mbuzi ezisobola okuba nga by the way, this is the only company that can give you guarantee. Bagita guarantee warranty. Warranty byonna kyekimu. Guarantee ne warranty. Oba fikireka tukikuwa na byombi. Tegeeza ki? Kyonna kyekimu. Kale warranty si kyekyo kye bakuwa singa emmotoka gy'oguze efa ne bakuwa endala. So guarantee ne warranty. Nti ffe tukuguza embuzi singa ogenda gitwala ku faamu yo. Tukuguza embuzi. Naye singa embuzi eyo efa mu myezi 6 nga ffe twagikuguza ne tugikumanejingira ku ttaka lyo ewuwe e Masaka neefa nga tumanyi n'ekyagisse nti bulwadde, tebaagitemye, teyalumiddwa musota, yafudde bulwadde, embuzi eno tugizaawo. So kitegeeza ki? We give you a goat that we can trust. Kati be sure Bwana Enoka ti embuzi zo zigenda kubeera nga ziri gumite w'onootuukira okuzitwala oba okuzitunda. Then Mr. Patrick, this is how it works. Gwe bw'ogamba nti buli mwezi ngenda kugulayo embuzi 10, tusobola okugamba ebintu bibiri, nti embuzi 10 zino katuzirinde zibeere nga zifaanagana, no zitambulirenga wamu zikolere contract age, oba ne tugamba katuzirinde wano bw'ozirinda ne zitambulira mu contract emu ofunamu ki, tusobola n'oziteeka mu faamu emu, embuzi zo 120 ne ziba nga zonna ziri ku faamu emu. Naye singa ogamba buli mwezi bakuwe contract, embuzi buli 10 z'oteekayo ezo zitandikirewo, buli 10 z'oteekayo zitandikirewo, ojja sanga ng'embuzi zino ziri mu faamu ez'enjawulo 10 oba 2 oba 12. Ekitegedde? So it is very possible bw'oyagala zitambulire wamu kikuyamba nnyo, ate era ne supervision eyinza okwanguyira singa oba oyagadde ogendayo ku faamu, it becomes easy. Wabula wano oba otambula ebisibo bingi. Ate buli lw'otuuka ng'oyagala kutunda, bw'oba ng'oyagala kutunda embuzi zino olw'okuba contract etambulira wamu, kikuyambako ozitunda zonna awamu, kuba munawulidde ng'ogamba otundako 3 then 10 ne kyeyongerayo, era tukikola bulungi. N'otundako 2, 10 ne kyeyongerayo, n'otundako 3, 10 ne kyeyongerayo, n'otundako 3 5 ne geeyongerayo, depending on what you want. Every 3 years n'oba ng'otunda. Waliwo abatuuka n'akikola nga ne buli mwezi atunda, nga buli luvannyuma lwa myezi oluvannyuma lw'emyaka 3 nga buli mwezi, olw'okuba buli mwezi yagulanga contract, yagulanga embuzi. kati contract yene tuka na ene machiwalinga buli mwezi paka
Mwami Obed
sebo
nze njagala sagala nti buli bwenguze eyebere contract njagala tukole contract lumu nti netaaga embuzi 12 ntaddeko oba miliyoni zange 2 zennyinawo oba 10 naye buli nti embuzi 12 zikola miliyoni meka nti zikola miliyoni oba 9 katugeze nti ntaddeko miliyoni zizo 10 oba 2 naye mu contract statinze buli mwezi nteekako ku account sente bwezi oba mbuzi 10 naye ng'eri already company n'obusobozi obutandika project yange such that mitigating goal yange ey'okuba nti 3 years it moves once.
Okay. That's very okay. That's very okay. Your contract will move at once. Ate tujja kubanga tusobola okubanga tukola. Kanfune Mwami Magala.
Nze njagala nkwataganya mu office kuba manyi gwe nsinza obutaddamu kwogera naawe nkwataganya office omuntu akwataganya ekintu ekyo all my workings zijja kubeera ku email kubanga apparently siriiwo nti physically nze njagala just bwesitwa nti wagiye nyingidde mu contract nayo.
So kakati katukusomere namba y'essimu gy'osobola okubanga okwatagana naye mukwatagane.
Waliwo omwami gwe nayogeddeko naye era yampadde linki eno oba ye Trevor namufunye ku TikTok awo.
Wangi?
Ati asobola okumpeereza details ku WhatsApp yange. Waliwo omwami gwe bayita oba Trevor. Waliwo omwami gwe yampadde linki eno. So ne woba tonsomedde kuba ndi ku mulimu kati sirina bwe bampuliriza.
Kale.
Embuzi zange 12 then I do monthly count. Kati nze nange after contract mba njagala ebitunga nti nze mbeera mu contract njagala stating nze 3 bya kutunda 10 kisigala ku farm and contract empya eri ekitegeera then enanga principle yange nti tevaayo every 3 years.
No problem.
Go selecting oba eruwa z'otunda oba biki nze bisaagala kumanya.
Okay. Thank you, Bwana Patrick. Let's hear Mr. Magala.